Welcome all listeners and those people who are watching us on the YouTube platform to the studio of Наш Голос radio, Ukrainian Roots Radio. We are here in Victoria, BC, and today studio join online Vivian and Norman Nawrocki. You must remember them from our previous interview. They presented a new album called Kapusta, and we're going to talk about this name, about all the songs in this album. So first of all, I want to say hello, Vivian, Norman. Thank you for joining us today.
Dobry den. Thank you.
Dobry den.
Thank you.
Happy to be here, Anton. Thank you.
Always.
Thank you. So, regarding your new album, so you call this album experimental album. Could you tell our listener what this experiment about and what you discover in musical thought about making this album?
It's definitely an experimental album, and what we're doing is I'm on the drums, Norman is on the violin. We are actually playing music. We have no idea what we're going to play, but one of us will start, and we start a musical conversation and make some music, and hopefully we connect the right way, and it comes out the way we would want it to come out eventually.
Yeah, the idea is to go into the studio with no preconceived idea. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's freedom of expression. It's whatever we're feeling at the moment in the studio. We click record and we start playing on the spot, improvising, and we never know. We're looking for that magical sweet spot where things come together and it makes sense and it sounds good.
Did you record your songs from the first try, or did you kind of make different version of that, and then you finally become with the most efficient, most good for version of the song? So how was the creation of this album?
It just happens. We often record long distance. I'm in Vancouver, Norman's in Montreal. We're on our equal recording devices, and we kind of count down as to when we start, hit record, and then just wait. And sometimes I'll just start playing the drums. I'll just pick up a beat out of my head, and then Norman will pick up and join in and see how we could add that to embellish it, to make it sound like something, to make it go somewhere. I listen to what he has to say, and I kind of respond. And eventually we would kind of mesh together and get together. The recording is on the spot recording. We just record, we just keep going and going, and then eventually, okay, well, I think we'll stop now. So it's done.
The pieces are live off the floor. There's no rehearsal, there's no planning, there's no notes, there's no preconceived idea. It's whatever happens, happens. And after we finish the recording session, we'll listen back, a day later, 2 days later, or maybe even weeks later. We might not listen to it for a few weeks. And then we'll say, I like this one. Do you like that one? I like this one. And we'll choose the best of those sessions. Sometimes we get one song out of a session. Sometimes we get 2 or 3. And as Vivian says, sometimes we record online, but also sometimes we record in studios in Vancouver and in Montreal.
I also noticed something interesting about your album. So many artists they give a name for the album regarding one of the key song. The name of your album is Kapusta, so I already know about that. But in your album, you have 3 songs, which included the words Kapusta. This is Elasto Kapusta, Eat Your Kapusta, Carrot and Kapusta. So what's the main Kapusta song in your album?
There is no main Kapusta song. The idea was we came up with a title that was both Ukrainian and Polish, because that's our ancestry. Our dad was Polish, our mother was Ukrainian. Kapusta is a word for cabbage in both Ukrainian, as you know, and Polish. And Kapusta played an important part in our family growing up. Mama made holubchi. She made borscht. She made, baked cabbage. She fried the cabbage. She cooked it raw cabbage. We ate cabbage all the time. So we thought, why not this for a theme for this album?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a whimsical theme more than anything. And so song titles were, well, how can we play with this word for this particular song? It's not necessarily that we played with cabbage and with carrots for that song.
No.
But we did have an elastic band in one song, and that could have been a very rubbery cabbage. And sometimes the cabbages would bounce.
So it's related to your childhood memories.
Pretty much. I mean, it was pretty spontaneous. So we were discussing what are we going to call the album, and suddenly this word just popped into my head, Kapusta. I said, Kapusta. Norman went, Kapusta? I go, yeah, Kapusta. And then it just kind of took off from there. And then we started realizing, okay, this really is symbolic and it's really special. And Norman just told you the reasons why it was so special. So it just worked out that way.
Think of it as a Kapusta smorgasbord musically. Different dishes, different recipes. Every song has its own unique flavor.
Yes.
Yeah, I also noticed that this album feel much more different from your previous albums. You can hear some as a traditional Ukrainian-Polish rhythm, and as well, maybe you can find even some medieval motive and melodies in your album. So
we're always striving for a mix of new and old in our minds as we're playing. I'm always hearing, 1,000 Ukrainian songs, 1,000 Polish songs in the back of my head as I'm playing. And sometimes motifs, themes will pop out. Whoops. Okay. Oh, follow this one. Oh, that one came back to me, because the songs they're in my head. The melodies are in my head. They're buried way in my subconscious. These are songs we grew up with, songs we listened, songs I've worked on over many different years, traditional and new, Ukrainian and Polish. And when we record together in the studio or online, I'm always trying to think, how can we balance the new with a bit of the old, but then how can we take it further? How can we transform that little motif, that little melody, that little hint, that referential musical point? How can we transform that into something totally new, totally different, into the 21st century? So even though some of the melodies are hundreds of years old.
In some ways, that's where the drumming comes in. It sort of adds a bit more of a depth to the song, and it just kind of gives it that beat. It seems a little more alive, and it seems to be the continuity of the thread that continues throughout the song, whereas the melodies may change, they slow down and go up and down, but the drum basically almost stays pretty much the same.
So it's already your third album, and maybe our listener don't know that you're brothers and sister. So how this works together actually when you coming together to record some new songs? Like for example, maybe I don't know who is older, who's younger. Like maybe if you're saying, like for example, you Norman, I am older brother, you have to listen to me, and Vivian said, no, you have to listen to me. How does it work?
It's a pretty equal relationship in that sense. We're both musical, we're both musicians, and we both have tremendous respect for each other. So we respect whatever one person says. Sometimes Norman will say, okay, do you want to start? Or do you want me to start? And I'll say, well, I'm going to start. And I'll just start to play. Or I'll say, no, you start this one. And he'll start. So it's just, we work it out. I mean, it just seems to work.
And there's a brother-sister complicity that many people recognize, and they see it on stage. Like we just did an album launch here in Montreal. We just played the album. We didn't play the album. We played some songs inspired by the album live here in Montreal in a club. And people after the show came up to us and said, it's really nice to see your complicity between the two of you as a brother and a sister. We really pick up on that. We can see that. You communicate, what you're doing, what you're saying, even though we don't say anything. We really don't. The only words during a recording will be the words at the beginning of the song when either Vivian or I say, you start. Oh, you start. Let me start. Why don't I start? Those are the only words we utter. Then we start playing. So even though I'm the big brother, I don't throw my weight around in the studio as the big brother. I hope I don't.
No, no, he
But
doesn't.
as Vivian says, we respect each other as musicians. We respect where each other is coming from. We respect each other's skills and talent and ability to move each song forward. Because that's what we're trying to do is begin something, sculpt it. We're sculpting soundscapes. That's what they are, basically. We're doing oral sonic sculpture live.
As a music duo, both with Ukrainian and Polish roots, I have to ask the question because it's also breaking my heart about the last tension between Ukrainian and Polish, about history, memory, and all these things which is going on right now. So, yeah. What's your vision? How we can avoid this maybe in the future, and what we have to do now is this situation?
Well, it breaks my heart as well because we're both Polish and Ukrainian. And, we've been both to Poland and to Ukraine. We still have family and friends both in Poland and Ukraine. And I'm in touch with one person who organized music festivals on the border between Poland and Ukraine. And hopefully music is a way to bring people together to share a common cultural thing, because it's hard sometimes to distinguish, well, that song's Polish, that song is Ukrainian. No, it's from the same area, the same melody, similar beats. It's something that music has the power to bring people together, to overcome differences, to realize their own humanity, when they're together enjoying or performing, listening to the music. So we're hoping that our music can help contribute to that sensibility as well. But I agree with you 100%, Anton. It's the historical trauma, the historical memory is difficult to overcome, and yet we need each other. Poland needs Ukraine as much as Ukraine needs the assistance of Poland, because we're all in this together. We need to support each other. So we're hoping that our music will contribute to that.
Yes, and our music is a way of preserving our cultures, both our Ukrainian and our Polish culture. We're hoping we do it justice in the sense that we're presenting it in a way where people can enjoy the music from both cultures as they come together.
Yeah, thank you. And finally, I want to ask you, where can our listener hear the Kapusta album, online or maybe live or on your concert, or also your other songs as well?
It's on our Bandcamp page, which is under my name. You go to bandcamp.com, and the album is an online release. So bandcamp.com, Norman Nawrocki, bandcamp.com, and you will see the Nawrockis section. You'll see all our albums, because it's actually our sixth album. We did the first two traditional Ukrainian albums, these two experimental albums, and two singles. So you can listen to everything online for free. And of course, we always appreciate listeners' support. Next week on the 16th, Thursday, we're having an online album listening party where people can sign up to become, for free, a member of Bandcamp as a fan of the Nawrockis. And they will be able to join us 6 o'clock Vancouver, 5 o'clock Vancouver time, 8 o'clock Montreal time, and 1 a.m. in anywhere in Europe. And they can join in and listen to the entire album with us and chat with us online. And we will answer questions and go back and forth with them and share their opinions, their observations. So we invite people to do that on Thursday, July 16th, and they will find the details on our Bandcamp page, the Nawrockis on Bandcamp.
Yeah, also, we will put the link in the description to this video on our YouTube channel. And yeah, I want to say thank you to Vivian and Norman Nawroцькі to join our studio today and sharing their thoughts about the album and presenting actually this album for our listener.
Дякую, Anton.
Дякую. Our pleasure. Thank you very much, Anton.
Yeah, будь ласка. Дякую вам, що доєдналися до нас. Thank you for joining us today. And yeah, see you next time.
До побачення.
Побачення.
До побачення.